drones in football. Meet David Powderly, the Charlton coach who influenced the way Tottenham, Barcelona and Liverpool train. Football managers will do anything they can to gain an extra advantage. That and #X27 with the help of Charlton Athletic youth coach David Powderly, they and #X27 re-embracing drones in training to improve their tactical nous. In the last year, the likes of Tottenham, Barcelona, Chelsea and Atletico Madrid have all experimented with drone technology to hone their performances on the pitch. And it and #X27 no surprise these clubs are riding high in the Premier League and La Liga, respectively. But what are the merits of the world and #X27 elite using drones? Sun Sport sat down with licensed drone pilot, and one of England and #X27 emerging talents Powderly, who is aiming to change the way coaches view the game. Powderly has given demonstrations to the world in #X27 leading clubs, as well as appeared at football training conventions to talk about introducing drones into football training. I and #X27 always looked at ways of improving my coaching in players, as well as getting a better understanding of the game, the 30-year-old told Sun Sport. Part of the UEFA license course looked at performance analysis and how you record training sessions. Being someone who is always looking to improve on the tactical side of the game, I studied different ways of watching a match. Powderly and #X27 lightbulb moment happened while watching Barcelona and #X27 3-0 demolition of Bayern Munich in 2015. Pep Guardiola, who was managing the Bavarian Giants that night, opted for a man-to-man marking system during that crucial fixture. TV cameras were fascinated by the tactic and gave an aerial view of what it looked like in action. Powderly admitted it lit his eyes up. Pep went man for man in that game, which was something that hadn't and #X27 been done for years in football. I remember Gary Neville being fascinated by it, wanting to see how it worked, and the TV cameras panned out high above the pitch to get an aerial view. Every player was man for man, except the goalkeeper. I thought, and #X27 wow. Having this kind of view in training would be fantastic because you and #X27 be able to see everything. And #X27, that and #X27 when the idea of using drones came to me. Knowing he was onto a winner, Powderly experimented by using GoPro cameras. They didn't and #X27 worked because the wind would take them into different directions and you and #X27 miss all the action, he complained. Then, after seeing a pop-up advert for a DJI drone on YouTube when he was watching a music video, his prayers were answered. I realized it was something I could use in my own training, but I looked at the prices and they were so expensive. After 3 months of deliberating, Powderly decided to buy a DJI Phantom 3 for £1,300 in November 2015. When he started using it during his own training sessions with Charlton and #X27 youth teams, he soon saw the benefits. I filmed Thursday training sessions, recording tactical training, practice games, trying to record as many games as possible, he said. Afterwards, I and #X27 watched the recordings with the players and we were able to go through the video and analyze it. The drone soon became a powerful tool in Powderly and #X27 arsenal. The South Londoner was invited to the International Coaching Conference in Geneva in 2016, where he gave a talk on his newfound expertise to a packed audience of football professionals. One of the attendees was John McDermott, who is head of coaching and development at Tottenham. John saw my presentation in Switzerland, and now I know that Mauricio Pochettino is using drones with the first team at Spurs. I and #X27 been to Barcelona, they introduced it and trialed it after my demo. Interestingly, at Barcelona and #X27 training ground they have panoramic cameras, which they spent thousands of pounds on. But you can and #X27 see any depth between the spaces on the pitch, So this was a better option for them. Feyenoord bought a drone. I went over there and introduced it to them and the first team began using it. Atletico Madrid also used one in pre-season. That and #X27 when clubs look to do it because a lot of tactical work is done before the season begins. But why are clubs getting turned on to using drones when training their superstars? Powderly revealed there are more pros than cons. There are tactics in how you want to attack, something which Pep Guardiola is very big on, he explained. Players occupying certain lines of the pitch at certain moments, creating width. Coaches want to be able to see if they can cover the whole pitch at one time. With the drone, when you and #X27 re able to look above the action, you and #X27 re able to see clearly where you can overload on the pitch. When Man City play they like to overload the left-hand side with Leroy Sané and Kevin De Bruyne. Then, they and #X27 hit that area, but leave Sterling out far right and quickly switch play. I know football is random, but it and #X27 is like a game of chess. You and #X27 re able to place your players in certain positions and you can rehearse the movements and the patterns in training. With the drone, it and #X27 is easier to see that on the eye and you and #X27 re able to relay that kind of tactic quicker to the players. And it has its defensive merits too, Powderly pointed out. He continued, when I went to Barcelona they wanted a drone positioned behind their defense when they were attacking. They wanted to see how the defenders were defending when they were in possession. Quite often, when they have a lot of possession of the ball, they want their defense to be high up the pitch. That and #X27 is brave, because there and #X27 is a lot of space in behind, so the question is how do you position your team whilst you're attacking to stop those threats of the counter-attack? And that and #X27 is where the flexibility of the drone comes into effect. Different clubs will have different ways of using it. It and #X27 is an additional tool to have and you can and #X27 have that kind of angle any other way unless you have one. However, Powderly confessed that some clubs are in and #X27 completely convinced and wish the drone technology was more advanced. Work